Dr. Gregory Horton here, three-time Olympic medalist and world champion in track and field. Thank you all for coming over to this channel. If you like the content, please give me a thumbs up. If you think the content is worthy to be shared, please be generous and share. And also, if you have not subscribed to this channel, please go ahead and do so when I upload my new videos, you have immediate access. Today we're going to talk about an article that was written by Denzel Wilkes. The title of the article is Conflict Between the JAAA, the JAAA coaches and athletes impacted Team Jamaica's performance in Paris. Now, when I came across this article, I was somewhat surprised, but I was more concerned as to the future of track and field in Jamaica and how this conflict will impact the next generation of athletes who are developing in Jamaica. Now, when I came upon this article, I was very concerned for many reasons. I look around today and I saw where the United States seemed to be dominating the sprints again. Jamaica dominated the sprint for almost 2 decades, and now we are in a position where we are struggling to compete with the United States of America. And since some of our older athletes are transitioning out of the sport, it is very much concerning to see a topic such as this one. We see where conflicts over time can derail our performance. So I wanted to talk to you about this article and the impact this conflict has on the future of track and field in Jamaica. So here is my first question. Do you think this current conflict between the JAAA and the J3A is good for the future of track and field in Jamaica? Please feel free to share your opinion in the comment section. And also, do you think this conflict between the J3As and the coaches are healthy for the future of track and field in Jamaica? Please feel free to share your opinion in the comment section. So let me give you an overview of the article. According to Mr. Wilkes, the situation is extremely embarrassing, and when he looked at the conflict between the JAAA and the J3As and the stakeholders, he felt that it is extremely embarrassing to see 2 top-tier organizations that should be looking out for the best interests of the athletes, the future of the athletes. He believes that airing these dirty linens in the international space is something that should be stopped because it is hurting our reputation and it is hurting the athletes. One of the questions he asked is, who is responsible for this conflict? Now, in my humble opinion, I think that when you have a conflict of this nature, the stakeholders must be able to sit down and discuss a way forward. They must be able to discuss a way forward that is in the best interest of their organizations and also the interest of the athletes. At the end of the day, I oftentimes say that everything that is done, whether it is done on the coaching aspect of things or the administration aspect of things, that these things must be done primarily to benefit the athletes. And if this conflict is hurting the athletes, especially at this Olympic Games, where you now see where athletes seek training camps and no one is willing to pay for it, or they are suffering from the heat and no one is willing to purchase the AC units, then when we look at this situation, we must say that this conflict must be stopped and that these individual entities must find a way to come together to do what is in the best interest of their institution or their organization and also that of the athletes. The article went further to say that the legacy of track and field in Jamaica is under siege And until these entities or organizations come together, then things may only get worse for themselves and also for the athletes. The article also said that the athletes should not be blamed for this fallout. And we have seen on numerous occasions where the fallout is affecting the coaches and the athletes. How do these things affect the coaches and the athletes? The proper amount of accreditation were reduced and athletes were left stranded, and now they have to rush to get some of these athletes over to the Olympics. The funding situation is also an issue for the athletes. The article also talked about transparency, the importance of sharing information with the athletes. Now, I oftentimes ask myself the question, why is it that these organizations find it difficult to share pertinent information that can benefit the athletes? Why? So, I just posed this question because I would love for you to go and read the article for yourself and see exactly some of the things that were pointed out in the article, and you yourself will see the impact some of this conflict is having on the athletes' well-being. Now, if we are going to compete with the United States of America and the rest of the world, then we have to bring these things under control. We have to find ways to make sure that corporate Jamaica sponsor these athletes. We have to make sure that rules and regulations are established to keep the clubs in check. We have to make sure that rules and regulations are also established to ensure that the athletes are compensated fairly based on that tier system that everyone has been talking about. The only way we can dominate track and field or continue to dominate track and field in this hemisphere is by getting our act together. And it starts with these two organizations who are at odds, and the conflict is affecting the athletes, the coaches, and the sponsorships. So please feel free to share your opinion in the comment section. I thank you very much for listening. I am Dr. Gregory Horton. Have a blessed day.